An inquest into Jay Slater's death today heard from 3 key witnesses who saw the teenager in his final hours. The 2 friends that Jay went on holiday with to Tenerife both gave evidence, as well as convicted drug dealer Ayub Qasim, who took Jay back to his Airbnb. The 19-year-old went missing on the Spanish island on June 17th last year before his body was found in a ravine 29 days later. Evidence heard during the inquest suggested that after Jay left the Airbnb and failed to get a bus or taxi, he attempted to walk back to his own apartment before falling from height into a ravine. A huge search was launched before his body was found in a steep and inaccessible area near the village of Masca on July 15th. A previous inquest hearing in May was postponed after Jay's mum, Debbie Duncan, made an emotional plea for crucial witnesses to be tracked down. Preston Coroner's Court today heard how Jay had taken drugs and drank alcohol on the night out before his death. Friend Bradley said Jay had taken ecstasy pills and cocaine and possibly ketamine. He told the coroner that Jay had been forced to leave a club as he was drunk, and he decided to go up to an Airbnb with 2 men they had met on holiday. The next morning, Jay called Bradley while walking along a road after leaving the Airbnb, and Bradley said he was still under the influence. Bradley said he told Jay to get a taxi as it was a 14-hour walk back to their apartment, but Jay said he would call him back. The next witness, Ayub Qasim, said he and his friend Stephen Rocas met Jay while in Tenerife. He said Jay had asked if he could go back with them to their Airbnb, which he then drove them to in the early hours of June 17th. The coroner asked whether Jay had stolen a watch after 2 Snapchat messages appeared to reference an expensive watch being taken. But Qasim insisted Jay had not stolen a watch and suggested he could have just been boasting to friends. Qasim told the hearing there had been no altercations at the Airbnb and that Jay chose to leave in the morning despite saying he would give him a lift back to his apartment later in the day. The third witness was Jay's friend Lucy Law, who flew to Tenerife with Jay and Bradley. Lucy said on the night before Jay's death they had been partying at a nightclub. She told the hearing that they had become separated from Jay, and when she found him, he was laughing his head off. She said she returned to her apartment and that Bradley stayed out with Jay. The next morning, Lucy said she received a call from mutual friend Brandon Hodgson, who urged her to call Jay as he was in the middle of nowhere. Lucy said in her final call with Jay, he said he needed a drink and had no idea where he was, and she urged him to return to where he had come from before his phone battery went flat. The witness said she had no reason to believe that anything bad had happened at the Airbnb. Staff at the coroner's court said efforts were made to locate 2 other witnesses, Stephen Rocas and Brandon Hodgson, but they were unsuccessful. A hearing in May heard how a post-mortem concluded that Jay had suffered a heavy fall from height and the devastating effects would have been immediate. The inquest is due to resume tomorrow, where Coroner James Adderley will sum up his findings.